All right. So today, beside doing the Namo Tassa, later we will do the dependent origination chanting together. All right. So let us start with Namo Tassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay. Okay. So I already give you all the notes. So if you those who have print out, it will be easier for you to follow. Okay. Yeah. Because I noticed that uh older generation like to print out. Younger generation like to look at the computer or handphone because they say that is after Sayajid Chala experience there will be more updated notes, so they don't want to print out, right? They only want to print out maybe at the end. Well, everybody have different style of learning. Okay. All right. So now dependent origination is something very important because I already put at the page of four, number four. You can see some Pali here. I put here Pali because some of you are Pali students. Atako, then Bhagawa, Blessed One, Ratiya of the night, in the night, Patamam, first watch. Now, first watch means is between, let's say nighttime we develop to 6 to 6 a.m., 6 p.m. to 6 p.m., 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. is 12 hours. So if we divide by 4, so divide by 3, so about 4 hours is, so it should be around 6 to 10, all right, 6 to 10, around this time now, of course, in like this. So it's around this time. So the Blessed One contemplated now. This one, Manasakasi. Manasi Akasi. So it's two words, Manasi plus Akasi, contemplated. Anuloma is forward. Patiloma is reverse. So two-way. All right. So they, you can see in this paper, we also have the forward and we call it the patiloma. So anuloma, patiloma, anuloma, patiloma. So forward and reverse order of the dependent origination, paticca samuppada. So Atako Bhagawa, then the Buddha, etam this atam method, this method, and then viditwa, so he knew about this. Then tayam vilayam at that time, udanam imam udanam. So this is actually you can say the utterance of the Buddha, right? So when he say about this, this is the first utterance of the Buddha after enlightenment. So before that, he was contemplate the dependent origination. Okay, so let's go back to dependent origination. So because this is not just the teaching, but it's also a very good chanting for you all to contemplate about the cause and effect. And some of the students also like me lah, sometimes I'm lazy to do chanting because every time I see the Pali, my mind start to analyze it. Is it subject? Is it object? Is it declension? Is it nominative, executive, and so on. So I have that kind of blockage because I used to analyze Pali sentence. Okay, but sometimes it's good to change the mind. And for those who are not used to chanting, so I think this week, next week I will invite few of you to do chanting because we have some students take the role of doing the sharing of merits, and maybe I will pick up few for them to chant next week. All right. So for those who are not familiar with chanting, so I will just chant. Of course, as I chant, I'm not a very good chanter, but I try my best. Avijja Pachaya Sankhara Sankhara Pachaya Vinyanam Vinyana Pachaya Nama Lupam Nama Lupa Pachaya Salayatanam Salayatanam Pachaya Paso Passa Pachaya Vedana Vedana Pachaya Tanha Tanha Pachaya Upadanam Upadana pachayo bhawo. Bhava pachaya jati. Jati pachaya jara maranam. Sokha paridewa. Dukkha domna supayasa. Sambhavanti. Ewa mitasa. Kevalasa. Dukkha khandasa. Samudayo hoti. Okay, beside me, who else familiarized with this chanting? Okay, maybe we start to invite people. Bante Adiatsena, can you chant this for us?
Oh, Saji.
Yes.
This one,
This one only, yes.
oh, this one also not so familiar, but then I tried.
Okay.
Avijja Pachaya Sankara, Sankara Pachaya Vinyanang, Vinyana
Slow, slow,
Pachaya
slow,
Nama
slow, slow.
Rupang.
Start from beginning and slow because some of
Uh,
the students are not used to this chanting. So start from beginning and slow, please. Yes.
oh, slow motion. But
Yes,
but
yes,
our
yes.
chanting speed is like that. Okay, I
Maybe
try
just
to
now
slow down.
you're too fast. Okay.
Okay. Avijja Pachaya Sankara, Sankara Pachaya Vinyanang, Vinyana Pachaya Nama Rupang. Namarupa Pachaya Salayatanang Salayatana Pachaya Paso Sa Pachaya Vedana Vedana Pachaya Tanha Tanha Pachaya Upadanang Upadana Pachaya Bhavo Bhava Pachaya Jati Jati Pachaya Jaramaranang Sokha Parideva Dukkha Domanasa Supayasa Sambhavanti Ewa metasa kevalasa dukkha kandasa samudayo hoti.
Okay, thank you. All right, next student. I think Pueliu. Pueliu, can you chant? I think you used to chanting like Pueliu. Yes.
Okay, Pak Saji.
All right. Yes.
Avijja Pachaya Sankara Sankara Pachaya Vinyanang Vinyana Pachaya Namarupang Namarupa Pachaya Salayatanang Salayatana Pachaya Passo Passa Pachaya Vedana Vedana Pachaya Tanha Tanha Pachaya Upadanang Upadana Pachaya Bhavo Bhava Pachaya Jati Jati Pachaya Jara Maranang Sukha Parideva Dukkha Domanasupayasa Sambhavanti Eva Metasa Kevalasa Dukkha Kandasa Samudayo Hoti.
Okay,
Saji,
thank
thank you.
you. Okay, Venerable Ashin Chanda, do you want to chant or you want to ask question?
Yes. Visa Pisia Tenkara Pisia Vinyane Pisia Nama Rupa Pisia Tala Yarana Pisio Fata Pisia Verena Pisia Tanha Pisia Upadane Pisio Bhava Pisia Zati Pisya Zara Marane Toka Parideva Do Toka Parideva Dokha Domanata Tamodio Hoti.
Last one, Ewa Metasa. This one.
Ewa me tata kevalata Dokha Kantata Tamodio Hoti.
Okay, thank you. So Burmese chanting is different because when we chant at Pachaya, they will pronounce it Pisaya, right? Yeah, Pisaya. So it's because the script is different, the Burmese script. So when you see the Burmese script, so you're lucky that when you learn Pali, you don't need to learn in Burmese script. Imagine you learn Pali, you have to see the different script. You just read the Pali now as ABC, easier for us. Okay. All right. Okay. Right. Now, so yeah, okay, we warm up while waiting for people come out. Okay, we still have to start from page one. Yeah. All right, now this is called dependent origination. Now this is the accepted translation, right? So many way of translate. So the other translation will be somebody they translate like this dependent arising. All right. So there are other translations. So this is the best one. Yeah. Okay. This one also quite acceptable. Should be okay. Anyway, the Pali is paticca samuppada. Now, actually, when we learn this, it's very good for vipassana because everything is explained in this terms of causality. Causality means there will be cause and effect, or we call it the system of condition. Sometimes in Dhamma, sometimes you will see the word like cause, sometimes you see the word condition. Actually, they are quite same, right? Cause and condition. Now, here, there are two things, all right? So it's lucky that this paper was made when I was uh not busy many years ago. So I put the Chinese. So you can see the Chinese here. It's good for those who are able to read Chinese. Now, Pachaya cause. Now, you have this one, we call it Pachaya plus Upana. All right. Upana actually is a past participle. The PAD and TA, PAD and NA. So, partner. All right. I will not go so much into Pali because unless it's necessary, like the chanting just now, there's some Pali point I need to explain. Okay. Anyways, Pachaya plus Upana. Upana is arising. All right. Arising based on the Pachaya cause. Now, Pachaya is comprised of three states, Sankata. Now, this is a very specific terms, but English they normally translate as a conditioned state. A is the negative. Asankata, unconditioned state nibbana, and panyati concept. Now, I get this from this book. This fundamental of Abhidhamma, which taught in my university. I think we studied this in a BA, Bachelor first year. So I get from here. So if you're interested, you can look for the Fundamental of Abhidhamma, Chapter 7. I copied some of the information here, but I leave all the numbers because I think you all are at the basic level. So if I'm going to show too much of the numbers, it look uh it look like mathematics to you all. Okay. And not necessarily yet because some I have not explained yet. So I skip all the numbers already like 29, 12, 17, and so on. But in my university, they do teach about this. I plan for intermediate level, then we go for the numbers. All right. Now we are still at the basic level. So if you're interested in numbers, you can look for more information at this fundamental of Abhidhamma. The Bhikkhu body is you can look at the chapter 7, Bhikkhu body book, Pachaya Sangaha Vigaha, Vibhaga. All right. So now if we follow the traditional way of learning the Abhidhamma Sangaha, we have to learn the Pali. So the novice, whether Sayale or young novice, they have to memorize the Pali. Okay. So in a way, if you memorize the Pali, also good because you start to get the Pali and English. The traditional way of how they memorize is one Pali, one Burmese, one Pali, one Burmese. Okay. Now, what we do is, okay, yes, those state, Sankata, Dhammanam, all right, condition state, ye Dhamma, anything, Pachaya, condition, yada, all right. This one I was just skip, but we already see the word Sankata and then Pachaya, right? Now, this Bhikkhu Bodhi book explain the word conditioning states of Pachaya. Conditionally arising state, Pachaya Upadana. Pachaya plus Uppana. Pachayuppana Dhamma. Linking by conditioning force. Okay, so actually there are three of them, which I also put in my notes already. So you'll see later. Okay. Anyway, come back to here. So I just show you this one. So it's for extra reading for you all who have time, you want to read more about Abhidhamma, you feel that you want to learn more by yourself, you can please download or buy this book or print out. Okay. So this is a Bhikkhu Bodhi book, chapter 7. Okay. Okay, now, so first we have this Sankata. All right. Now, when you come to these Pali words, of course, if you have a dictionary, you just open any dictionary and type fine. Okay, it's a from this word Sankaroti, it's a past participle, means condition. Okay, now what is the meaning of condition? Actually, it means that it's produced by the cause. All right. So this one refer to what? Normally refer to nama rupa, because nama rupa are produced by the cause. Okay. So of course, if you want to learn from Sanskrit, from the word Sankrita, okay, Sanskrit, there's a something here, so you can just uh, I always show the Pali and Sanskrit because sometimes we don't understand why the things the the things will change. So if you see the Sanskrit viewpoint, it's actually clearer. In my university, when they reach the master level, we start to learn Sanskrit, but it's good to learn here. Anyway, direct translation will be put together, compound. So things are put together or compound. So we call it condition because it's produced by combination of causes. So in brief, condition state means produced by cause, right? So right. Yeah, actually, I don't want to make it so big, but unfortunately, have to blow out the notes. Okay. Okay. Right, so this is a okay. Produced by cause. What does it mean? Means refer to normally refer to our nama rupa. Okay. So what is sorry? What is beyond the nama rupa? Of course, is not having any nama rupa are not related to nama rupa. We call it unconditioned state because nibbana so far we say is not produced by any cause. Any cause means refer to anything to do with nama rupa. And we have another one called panyati. Remember last time we said panyati is timeless, all right? So far, this the information I get from the fundamental of Abhidhamma. So you can refer to that book for some more information. Now, this one, second one is the effect here. Pachayupanna is to deal with condition states only. Okay. This is just an introduction more about what is cause and what is effect. Because later we will study all the cause and effect. So far, this is just kind of like opening a statement about all the Pali word about pachaya and pachaya plus upanna. So pachayupanna. Now, when we want to learn about causality, so remember we talked about Buddhism is a multiple cause, multiple effects, causality system here. There are two ways, or patana will be after this chapter, and then paticca samuppada is this way, the dependent origination, right? Now, in the way of paticca samuppada, causality is explained in terms of how two states, okay, pachaya, cause, condition, or this the one mentioned above, the result. What is the cause and result? So in brief, we talk about English. What is cause and what is result? What is condition and what is result? Related each other. It just in a Tipitaka, sometimes in the Sutta, the statement is so easy. When this exists, that exists. Right? This is a statement. When this exists, that exists. This means that when this one does not exist, this one does not appear, that also not appear. It's like what we say is very easy. If you want to say, if A exists, then B will appear. So if the A not appear, then the B will not appear. All right. So it's just a statement there. Now, but in the way of Patana, this number two here, not only how the two states, the cause and condition are related to each other, but we call it Pachaya Sati, right? So it's like the power in between two of them. So this means Patana, we have three. The cause or condition, the first one. The second one is the result. So actually you have you could put number one is cause. Second one is the result. And third one is the power, right? So if you want to put the Pali, the first one is the, or copy from the Bhikkhu Bodhi book, this one. Okay. Pachaya Dhamma, the condition is called condition, this one, Pachaya Dhamma. Another one is Pachayuppana Dhamma. And then the fourth is a Pachaya Sati. All right, so this is the Pali. So it's same like just now. The first one is a Pachaya, condition, cause. Second one is the result. And the third one is the force. What is the force in between? Okay. This is the in the very first page of the Bhikkhu Bodhi book on the chapter number 7. Okay, have a look there. So this means that in the Patana, there will be extra thing about this sati. Right. Okay, let's do a simple example. Let's say, for example, dependent origination talk about how A will give birth to B, all right? But Patana will talk about how A will give birth to B. A is the cause, B is the result. Here A is the cause, B is the result. But in between, they will talk about this, we call it sati. Sati means the power or in what way, okay? Or you can say by which method that A will cause B to appear. So it's patana. So one of the example you see, for example, I'll give a very simple example. For example, okay, you see a flower and then the mind is happy, okay? So what is the force between the flower and the mind happy? So means that the mind take the flower as an object, right? So this is the by the way of you can the by the way of object, then the mind become happy. So the mind grabs the flower as the object. Yes, Venerable Ashin, yes. Yes.
Can
You
we
want to
say
sum?
that Patana explains about process to from A to B, like process?
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
okay.
Dependent origination, but teacher Sampata also talk about A to B. Patana talk about A also to B, but in between we call it their relationship, all right? How they are related to each other. Can you follow?
Yes.
This is means that Patana is very powerful. Not just A to B, but in between how it appears. Or we can use the word by which way, by which method. All right?
Okay.
All these are still theory, but when later you come to Patana, we learn more. So far, it just try to tell you A is a cause or condition, B is the result. A is a cause and B is result. But Patana give more information is this sati, power. In what way the flower will make us happy by the way of object. Okay? Because the flower is appear as an object to the mind. Can you follow so far? Okay. Okay, now. All right. Okay, now it's very important to learn the chanting. Okay. Why? There are a few reasons. First, when we learn the chanting, we can take it as meditation, vipassana meditation. Or we can chant, and you take it as samatha. Because when you chant, if you are very familiarized, if you are very familiarize yourself with this chanting, so you can chant effortlessly. Then when you get joy and happiness, you will see like you get some joy, happiness. Some you might even see bright light or something like that. Because this we call it Dhamma Puja. Right? You chant it, you can make it as a samatha or you can make it vipassana. But of course, you take it as vipassana because the whole thing is talking about avijja pacha sankhara. I take the first example. Avijja is A, all right? So take example. A, like just now we say A is the cause and it gives birth to the B, right? Now this is very simple. A is the cause, condition, give birth to B. B is the result. So you have cause and effect. Cause and effect. Can you follow? And then after that, the second line also, A give birth to B, right? Here, avijja pacha sankhara. Avijja is the cause, Sankhara is the effect. But come to second line, Sankhara become the cause. It gives birth to the Vijnana, the effect. So you can see when we say all this in Dhamma, we can say everything is we call it a multiple cause and effect. Or sometimes we can use the word a chain, you know. Sometimes they use okay, a chain, right? A chain of causality, or maybe use the word cause and effect is easy. So not finish yet, it linked to another one. So this one and continue. Okay. All right. So first, the step, the to master this dependent origination, first try to memorize it. Okay. When you memorize it, this is why I say you can chant slow. But of course, you are used to the chanting, you can chant with avijja pacha, sankhara, sankhara pacha, vijnana, vijnana pacha, nama rupam, nama rupam pacha, salayatana, salayata pacha, passo. But if you chant very fast, you have no time to contemplate. Okay. Unless your mind is very sharp like Sariputra. Okay. No matter you chant very fast, you can contemplate. So it's better that you chant slow. Avijja, Paccaya, Sankhara. Okay, now avijja, right? Ignorance. So, of course, it's good to know the individual meaning. Okay, so you can see here on the page number uh 6. Okay, so there's a term here. All right. If you want to write extra information, you can write here. Okay. All right. Now, what is avijja? Vijja. Vijja means knowledge. Okay. A means negative. No knowledge. No knowledge is all. We call it negative of knowledge, or opposite of knowledge means delusion. So A means no or opposite. Vijja is knowledge. So opposite of knowledge means the mind is not clear with delusion. That's why the Chinese translation is very good. Wu Ming. All right. So this is the one. Avijja Paccaya Sankhara. All right. Sankhara. Sing. Okay. Formation. Now, this Sankhara. Now, in Pali, we know is a Paccaya, okay? Why become A here? Okay. So sometimes when you recite, there's also a reason why we need to recite Paccaya long A. All right? You can see it's a masculine here. So in terms of masculine, if the subject will be Paccayo, you know? So it's not Paccayo, but it's Paccaya. Because actually this is a ablative, okay, singular, which we take it as a reason, okay, or we can translate in a way because of avijja, sankhara, sankhara exists, okay, like this. So this we take it as a it's ability singular, but we take it as reason. So we take it as a because of. It's a sankhara is a plural here. So sankhara is actually plural. So you cannot recite sankharo. You have to recite sankhara. It's a masculine plural. So avijja, paccaya, sankhara. Right? You must recite as plural. I don't know where should I put this. No place. So A, remember this A is a reason here. So you must recite paccaya, not paccaya, paccaya. Sankhara. Sankhara means many, many formations. So it's plural also. Okay? Now, sankhara is actually, I don't put much information here. But if you want to read more, you have to refer to uh, other books. Yeah. Okay. You can see in the Bhikkhu Bodhi book also have this one. Okay, now we go for Bhikkhu Bodhi book. Right now, you can see he translate this Paticca Samuppada as dependent arising. Okay, we can invite the student to read it. So save my voice. Somebody please read this one to Lisa. Sister Xiong Nyok Heng, can you read this one?
The method of dependent arising. Dependent arising is essentially an account of the causal structure of the round of existence, vata, disclosing the conditions that sustain the wheel of birth and death and make it revolve from one existence to another. In the commentaries, dependent arising is defined as the arising of effects eventually in dependence on a conjunction of conditions. Pacaya samakim, paticca samam, paranam upato. This implies that no single cause can produce an effect, nor does only one effect arise from a given cause. Rather, there is always a condition of conditions giving rise to a collection of effects. When, in the familiar formula, one state is declared to be the condition for another, this is set in order to single out the chief condition among a collection of conditions and relate it to the most important effect among a collection of effects.
Okay, thank you. So actually, it just say that dependent origination is actually explain about our existence or rebirth. Okay, this is the one. And the second thing I think important is talking about effects will come because of condition, not one condition, but many conditions, right? That's the second part here. Right? And the one is, even though independent original, it look very simple. It's only one state is said as a chief condition. This means that, like say, when we say avijja pacha sankhara, beside avijja, there's other things, but avijja is signaled as a main condition, chief condition. But actually, there are many other conditions. Because ignorance will not come. There's will be other things like greed, hatred, and so on. But avijja is say as a main one. All right. So it's trying to explain here this one. Now this one is start to explain about this sankhara. All right. So that's why I don't copy to my notes. Actually, a lot of information you can read yourself. Sister Chai Hun, you can read this one up to here, up to this one. These two paragraphs.
Dependent on ignorance arise the karmic formations. Ignorance, avidya, is a cetasika delusion which obscures perception of the true nature of things, just as a cataract obscures perception of visible objects. According to the Sutanta method of explanation, ignorance is non-knowledge of the Four Noble Truths. According to the Abhidhamma method, ignorance is non-knowledge of the 8 things, the Four Noble Truths, the prenatal past, the post-mortem future, the past and the future together, and dependent arising. Karmic formation sankhara are the 29 evolutions associated with mundane, wholesome, and unwholesome chittas. The evolution in the 8 great wholesome chittas and in the 5 material jhana chittas are collectively called meritorious evolutional formations, punya bisankhara. The evolutions in the 12 unwholesome chittas are called demeritorious evolutional formations, apunya bisankhara. And the evolutions in the 4 wholesome immaterial jhana chittas are called imperturbable evolutional formations. I don't know how to read.
Anenja.
Aninja bisankhara.
Okay, you can continue to read, yeah.
When the mental continuum of a living being is imbued with ignorance, then his volitional activity generates karma with the potency to produce results in the future. Hence, ignorance is called the chief condition for karmic formations. Ignorance is predominant in unwholesome activities, while it is latent in mundane wholesome activities. Hence, both mundane wholesome and unwholesome karmic formations are said to be conditioned by ignorance.
Okay. So here we can see very important thing. Even though we say ignorance, yes, it's a predominant in unwholesome thing, but when we doing the wholesome thing, in the mundane things, it's still latent, okay? So this means that when we are doing good things, it's latent because you can take part, for example, maybe when we are doing good things, we still have the craving to this self, think that I am better, I can do it, you know? So that's why the ignorance there. So this means that whether wholesome or unwholesome sankhara, in a way, you say coming from formation means sankhara. Wholesome kusala, akusala, sankhara are conditioned by avijja. Right? So here is more, I think main thing here, ignorance, talking about what is ignorance? It's a delusion, it's a cetasika. So remember when you study cetasika, you have to go back to cetasika, there's a delusion. All right? This avijja is a cetasika. Now, what is actually ignorance? They are normally in Sutanta is only give about 4 noble truth only, no knowledge of 4 noble truth. But Abhidhamma actually it tell you about 8 things. So you can see Abhidhamma give more details, not just the 4 noble truth, but we don't know about the past, future, past and future, and also dependent origination. So totally 8 things. Okay. So this one I think you all later can write yourself because it's easy. You can get some information from this book. Now, Sankhala is actually volition. Volition means Chetana. We studied Chetana before. It's also the Chetasika. Okay. So you have in the wholesome and unwholesome and also to do with the jhana chitta, there's also Chetana. Okay. All right. So delusion means on the 8 things. Okay. You can write down about 4 noble truth, past, future, past, and future. And then the dependent origin, I just put like this, okay, shortcut, dependent origination. And then this is talking about Chetana, okay? In wholesome, in Kusala, Akusala, and also the what Lupa, the Jana Chitta, okay? Means that in most of the things here. All right, so you can just read and then when because on this page number 6 there are plenty of space. I know I actually put lots of space for you all to write down. So you can read the book and fill in as much as you can. Okay. So not just listen to me, you can just get the information for any books you have. Okay. So first, avijja is delusion from it's actually one of Chetasika. Sankhala is also Chetana, one of the Chetasika. Okay. So that's why you have avijja, pachaya, sankhara. So we finish the first line. Avijja pachaya sankhara. Then sankhara pachaya vijnanam. Alright, so refer to chanting. Avijja pachaya sankhara. Due to ignorance, there are some chetana. Sankhara is a karmic formation. Right, so we can use the word formation, or if you want to put, you can put the word karmic foundation. Okay. Or this I will say here, another translation due to, because. Due to, all right. Due to ignorance, the formation here is actually Chetana, right? Chetana is the one that create karma, remember? So then when people are due to ignorance, they do maybe you say bad action, right? And sometimes even ignorance, they still do good action, good action means they cling to the self or I. When they do good action, they think that, oh, I might get better rebirth. So you also cling to the self. So after that, Sankara, Pachaya, Vijnana, right? So due to the Sankara, there will be Vijnana, all right? Now this Vijnana actually have different type. Sometimes it can be just rebirth consciousness. Okay. But it can be normal consciousness also. Okay. Because if we talk about dependent origination happen from 3 lifetimes, so we have to take it as rebirth consciousness. But normally we see at every moment like now, the ignorance is still running. So due to ignorance, you are doing some good or bad. This means that Vijnana can be normal consciousness. It's not just talking about rebirth consciousness. Because if rebirth consciousness is only at the very beginning of our life, but when we do bad things or good things, the avijja will run, then avijja will create sankara, sankara will create vijnana, either rebirth or normal consciousness. Then vijnana pachaya nama rupam. Now, nama rupam is very easy. Due to the vijnana, then their mind matter arise. Then nama rupa pachaya salayatana. Right? So salayatana means from the word, okay, cha. Cha, okay, you have the word cha is 6. Okay. 6 cha. Then insertion of L. Sorry. And then plus ayatana. Now this word ayatana is actually has many meaning. Right? So we sometimes we translate as sphere. But normally here we refer to our 5 physical sense organs: eye, ear, nose, tongue, body. Okay, and also the mind base. But sometimes this ayatana also might refer to the 6 objects, right? Then you have the word ayatana. Okay, that's how we learn the Pali. Okay, when you recite, then you start to read, oh, 6 cha becomes sa. Okay, and then insertion L, salayatana. It's normally talking about iron, nose, tongue, and mind base. But we also talk about it, including the 6 sense: sight, sound, smell, taste, tangibility, and dhamma. Dhamma here means anything not included in sight, sound is not in these 5 objects. So the rest we can just put in Dhamma. Okay. So when you recite, you have to recite and contemplate it. Avijja pacha sankhara, sankhara pacha vijnanam, vijnana pacha nama lupam pacha salayatanam, and then salayatana pacha passo, and so on. Okay. Now, when you have 6 sense base, then there will be contact between the sense bases and then the object. So you got passa. All right. So this is just a very brief one. So we still need to go for Bhikkhu Bodhi book. And I think this will take us about 1 month to finish all this. Okay, now. So you can see on the page, which page? The Bhikkhu Bodhi book, page 296, 296, 295. Now we always say commit formation means the good kusala, akusala, even the one with the jhana. They will cause the vijnana, all right? So sankala, pachaya, vijnana. So dependent on kami formation, then vijnana arise. Okay, so We can read. Somebody read first. Brother T.J. Lee, can you read? Can you see? Brother T.J. Lee. Can you see or not, brother? All right, I think he cannot. Okay. Then Sharon, you can read this one.
The two,
Yeah,
dependent
yeah.
on karmic formations arises consciousness. That is, the karmic formations, the 29 wholesome and unwholesome violations, conditions the arising of the 32 kinds of resultant consciousness. At the time of conception, one especially potent karmic formation accumulated in the mental continuum of the deceased being generates one of the 19 types of rebirth consciousness in the realm appropriate for that karma to mature. Thereafter, during the course of existence, other accumulated karmas generated other resultant types of consciousness according to circumstances.
Okay, thank you. So at the moment of conception, we have the rebirth consciousness, all right? But at other time, not at the rebirth time or not at that moment, we call it during the course of existence, we have other kind of resultant consciousness. That means that those we call it the vipaka chitta. All right. So it's like what I written, very short one. All right. So we have a rebirth consciousness at the moment of rebirth and normal consciousness. So we call it they call it during the course of existence. That's the thing. So at rebirth time, okay. So this means that avijja and sankhara and vijnana. So there's a lot of consciousness will arise even now at every moment. Then you have the namarupa, then salayatana. Okay, so we continue to read. Now, this is a sankhara pachaya namarupa. Right? So this sentence refer to sankhara pachaya namarupa. Okay, so next student. So even though there are some you might not be able to understand, but it's okay. We just read it because no, if I don't ask you to read, I think you all don't read. Doris, can you read this one?
Okay, thank you. Dependent on consciousness arises mind and matter. Whereas in step 2, Vijnana refers exclusively to resultant consciousness. Here it signifies both the resultant consciousness and the karmic consciousness of previous life. The term mind, nama, denotes the citasikas associated with resultant consciousness. The term matter, rupa, denotes material phenomena produced by karma. In 5 constituent existent, Panchavokarabhava, that is those realms where all 5 aggregates are found, consciousness conditions both mind and matter together. But in 4 consistent existent Chatuvokarabhava, the immaterial realms, it conditions mind alone. And in 1 consistent existent Ekavokarabhava, the realm of non-percipient beings, it conditions matter alone. In the event of the 5 consistent rebirth, where the rebirth consciousness arises at the moment of rebirth linking, there arise simultaneously the other 3 mental aggregates of feeling, perception, and mental formation, along with a particular conglomeration of material phenomena. In the case of human beings, the material decays of the body, sex, and the heart base. Because consciousness is the chief of these coexistent mental and material elements, it is said that consciousness conditions mind and matter.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
So yeah. So of course when we say nama lupa inside also got consciousness. But here consciousness is the chief. All right. Consciousness is chief here. That's why it say consciousness condition the mind and matter. All right. So that's the reason vijnana. Because if we see the five aggregates, vijnana is part of the nama, mind. All right. And here is trying to say that we have different place. Some of the place where you got five aggregates. Some of the place you only got four aggregates. Some of the place you only got one aggregates. Okay. All right. Okay. It just says sometimes we like if you are born in the arupa, okay, for example, human world, you have nama rupa, all right? But if you born in the arupa world, you don't have you have nama, but you don't have the rupa. But if you born the asanya sata is the one that without the mind, it only got the rupa, all right? So not all the time we got nama rupa. It's only generally. So all these are generally because of the here we'll be talking about rebirth consciousness will produce the nama rupa. But according to circumstances, not all the nama rupa will appear. Sometimes nama rupa, rupa or nama rupa. Yes, Ashin Chanda, yes.
So I'm confused about asanya kata.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
so is it only rupa bhava or rupa only is it a plain among the 31?
Yeah, it's a asanya it's one of the 31 plan of existence, okay? Yeah, your question not clear, okay? But remember I think in the fourth jhana or fifth jhana, there's one being that just stay as a statue, exists as statue. It's the one
Rupa
that
jhana or arupa jhana? Yeah.
this is talking about the lupa jhana, arupa jhana. So this
Oh,
one is asaya sata is inside the jhana, one of the jhana, fourth or fifth jhana.
oh,
All right.
okay.
Okay. So this means that here will be only this one. Rebirth consciousness will condition the nama rupa, but not all will appear. Some will appear according to circumstances. Like human, we got the nama rupa. Human and normal deva. Okay, we also got both nama rupa. It's just trying to say about this. So these are specific terms in Abhidhamma where pancha wakara. We call it the five continuing existence. Pancha is five. This means there are five aggregates. Right? Some only got four aggregates. Four aggregates means that you only got the mind only. Four aggregates means that the Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana, all right? So four of them only. And one is only the Rupa. Okay, that's why we call it Eka Vakara Bhava. So these are some specific information. But it just say because of rebirth consciousness, Nama Rupa arise. But it does not mean that all the Nama Rupa, right? Depends on circumstances. Can you follow so far? All right. So after Nama Rupa, what happened? Depend on Nama Rupa, then you got the 6 sense bases. Okay. Yeah, I think it's good to read also. All right. Next person. Sister Chong Pak Lan, you can read this one.
Which one
Num-
is it?
Number 4. Number 4.
Number 4.
Yes.
Dependent on mind and matter arise the 6 sense bases. Here, mind and matter has the same denotation as in step 3. Of the 6 sense bases, the first 5 bases are the sensitive matter of the eye, ear, nose, tongue, and body, while the mind base denotes the 32 kinds of resultant consciousness. When the karma-born material phenomena arise, they condition the arising of the 5 sense organs. which are also types of karma-born matter. When the associated cetasikas arise, they condition the arising of the resultant consciousness, here called the mind base. In other words, the resultant consciousness conditions mind, nama, and mind conditions the resultant consciousness. They relate to each other as mutuality condition. Anamanya pachaya. In the
Anyamaya Pachaya. it's okay.
Anamanya pachaya. In the sensuous plane, mind and matter conditions the arising of all six senses. In the fine material plane, only three bases arise: the eye, ear, and mind bases. In the immaterial plane, mind alone conditions the arising of the mind base alone. The only sense base in that plane as the five material sense bases are necessarily absent.
Okay. So it's just trying to tell you that the nama rupa pachaya salayatanam. Nama rupa condition the six sense base, right? So here I think people always very confused. Okay, if you got mind and matter, and then you got six sense base, and then here also got another mind. So this mind and that mind, is it same or not? All right. So remember when we say in dependent origination, we take the one predominant. Like avijja is predominant, but when ignorance come, the akusala, other akusala things also appear. So here, when we say nama rupa, this is more predominant. But nama rupa will this is more on the rebirth consciousness will cause the nama rupa. And nama rupa will pachaya, nama rupa pachaya salayatanam. The mind matter will give rise to these six sense bases. But the problem, you have this nama, yeah, mind and mind. So what happened? So we call it here explained in terms of anyamaya, right? Means they condition each other. In terms of that, that's why we call it in Patana, you learn about this, the power in between the A and B, the cause and effect. Right. So sensual world means in a plan, karma plan, like human and deva, we got the six sense bases. But in the fine material, for those born in the Rupa Brahma, they only got eye, ear, and base. If in a Arupa plan, there's only got my base. Okay. This means that what we say is here is we call it general. Okay. So we call it the like human and Deva. So you have this six, all right? So Brahma, you don't have six, you only got three. Then in the Arupa, you only get one. So the numbers here, Salayatana, is actually generally talk about what is possible to arise. Okay, so sometimes when we recite this dependent origination, we have to take it in a quite general view. If you're going to very specific, or this Salayatana is a human world, is six, then Brahma is three, Arupa, that is when you study in detail, all right? Generally, we talk about Nama Rupa Pachaya Salayatana. Okay. So this one, if you want to more on Abhidhamma, okay, later. Okay, let me finish this one first. Okay. So this is more information about different type of chitta will arise. 32 vipaka chitta, we call it resultant consciousness. So when here born will be kama rupa, the kamaja rupa and so on. This one we leave it to intermediate level, right? Okay. No, why we talking about this is associate cetasika arise. So ipachaya the condition the resultant consciousness, karma the mind base. So cetasika condition the mind base here. In the other word, resultant consciousness condition the dharma, and mind condition the resultant consciousness. So they are relating to each other and anya maya pachaya. Okay. So I'm trying to say that this we have this nama or mind here, this mind and this mind. These two are uh even though we put this is the first condition and this is the second condition, but they can arise together to the anya maya pachaya. This is the patana we'll learn next week or next time. So it means that to the maturity because they arise at the same time. All right. So anyway, just take it this come first and this come later. But in actual fact, they are arise in a mutuality condition. So when you study the dependent origination, if you want to go detail, you have to study how they link with each other. This means that through this one, okay, the one I mentioned earlier on. So dependent origination, so far we're only linking about what A as a cause and condition linked to the B is a result. So if you want to study in detail, as some just now mentioned, the anya maya condition is this one, right? There's a mutuality, there's a power here. So only Patana will explain about this one. So Patana we will study next session, all right? Next chapter. So dependent origination only explain A and B. Okay. All right. So any other student want to ask something before I go in some more? So yeah, so far we study avijja pachaya sankhara, sankhara pachaya vinyanam, vijnana pachaya nama rupam, nama rupa pachaya salayatanam. All right. So in English, ignorance condition sankhara, sankhara condition rebirth consciousness, rebirth conscious condition mind and matter, mind and matter condition six sense bases. Yes, Ashin Chanda, you want to ask, or any other student want to say something beside him?
Yes, well, as you mentioned that
Uh,
Nama Rupa
wait, can you speak a little bit louder? Your voice is very soft.
hello.
Yes.
Yes, well, as you mentioned that Nama Rupa in human has three, then Dhamma has three, and Arupa has one. Then I'm curious about how about if human has three, then the what are the three things Dhamma has? The three?
Sorry, your voice is actually very unclear. Can you type your question into message? All right. Can you
Okay,
type it?
okay.
Yeah, because your voice is actually very difficult to hear. All right. Okay. Now, avijja pachaya sankhara, sankhara pachaya vinyanam, vinyana pachaya nama lupam, nama lupa pachaya salayatanam, salayata pachaya passo. All right. Now, passa. So we call passa pachaya vedana. Vedana pachaya tanha, tanha pachaya upadanam. All right. Now we come to salayatanam. So this is the Pali only. So if you want to write something, you have to go to this page where there's a plenty of space for you to write. On this classification, all right? Now, contact between the mind, sense bases, and object. So that's a contact. So in detail, there will be something we call it Chaku Sampasa, Sota Sampasa, Gana Sampasa, Jiva Sampasa, Kaya Sampasa, Mano Sampasa. Contact, all right? Chaku is eye, Sota is ear. So we call it eye contact, ear contact, Gana is nose contact, tongue contact, body contact, and ma. So typing Mano should be Mano, okay? Mano is Mano. Why is it mono? Let me check. Hmm. Okay, then it should be mano. Hmm? Okay. Okay, let's check the Pali. Chaku sampasa pacheyo. Okay, I think I will come back later. So anyway, this eye, ear, nose, jiwa is tongue, body. And this one, is it mano or mono? Okay, I think it should be mano. Mono, all right. I copy from somewhere. Yeah, it's a mono. Sampasa jaya. Oh, mono, okay. And then after you got this one, then you got this one, contact. Based on the contact between the sense basis and the object, you got the feeling. Feeling means experiencing the object. Okay, right. So here ja, ja is born. Okay, so actually this is a very something I copy from the Pali. So actually you call it the okay. So direct will be feeling born out of contact, eye contact. Okay, ja is born, so feeling born of eye contact, then feeling born of the ear contact, then the nose contact, tongue contact, body contact, and so on. Right? So after contact, you got feeling. Feeling is the one that really enjoy. So we call it experiencing the object. So after you got feeling, there will be craving. Tanha, craving. Now, there are different translation for this word tanha. Okay. Sometimes we call it thirst. Sometimes we call it craving. All right. It's beside the avijja, craving is also, we call it the chief root of suffering. Okay. Because dependent, in the Four Noble Truth, you can see the sensual craving, craving for existence, and non-existent vibhava tanha. So beside the avijja, craving is also very important, chief root of suffering. I think there's a typing mistake. The end dot, the dot should put below. Okay, so modify. It's not above, should be below. Craving for the object. Okay. So you got contact, you got feeling. Based on the feeling, enjoy the feeling, then you got craving. So there are six cravings because we got the six sense object. So you got six craving. Or if you are talking about in terms of the Four Noble Truth, there in the second Noble Truth, we have the Kama Tanha, Bhava Tanha, Vibhava Tanha. All right. So basically, is a direct translation will be craving for sensual craving. Okay. Bhava Tanha, not direct translation will be craving for becoming. Okay, becoming craving. Non-becoming. This is a direct translation. But actually, this one is craving with the view becoming means that believe that life will continue. Vibhava tanha is a craving with the view of the life after you pass away, the life will not continue. Okay. So what we do is we go for this one, reading. Okay, now we come back. This one, 5 and 6. Okay, somebody read. Sister Go. Yep. Can you read 5 and 6? Sister Go. Yeah.
Yeah, dependent on the six sense basis arises contact. Contact phasa here denotes the contact associated with resultant consciousness. Contact is the coming together, sangati, of consciousness and the mental factor with an object at one or another of the six sense bases. The contact which arises at the sensitive eye base is called eye contact. It marks the coming together of the eye, a visible form, and eye consciousness. The other kinds of contact, ear contact, and etc., likewise, arise in dependence on their respective sense bases. Mind contact is the contact associated with the 22 kinds of resultant consciousness, excluding the two sets of fivefold sense consciousness. As contact can occur only when the sense bases exist, it is said that contact is dependent on the six sense bases. Dependent on contact arises feeling. Whenever contact occurs, feeling, vedana, arises simultaneously, conditioned by the same contact. Contact is the encounter of the consciousness with the object, and that encounter is necessarily accompanied by a particular affective tone, the feeling produced by the contact. There are six classes of feeling. Feeling born of eye contact, feeling born of ear contact, and etc. To feeling born of mind contact. In terms of its affective quality, feeling may be pleasant, painful, or neutral according to the base and object.
Okay, all right. Now, six sense bases arise contact, okay? Depend on six sense, salayatana, phasa. Paso means contact here to do with the resultant consciousness, right? Now, the meaning of phasa means to do with this Pali word sangati, coming together. Consciousness and mental factors with the object, so means the object and also another one, sixth sense, one of the six sense bases. So if at the eye base, we call it eye contact, right? So if at the ear base, we call it ear contact and so on. Sometimes in detail, we call it three things coming together. So eye, visible form, and eye consciousness. So in this small detail, so you can just copy this one, three. So you have contact means depend on six sense base. So you got eye contact, ear contact, tongue contact, body contact, and so on. Now, what is mind contact? Mind contact means it's the contact associated with the 22 vipaka citta, we call it resultant consciousness, not including the 5-4, means that not including the eye consciousness, ear consciousness, tongue, nose, body consciousness. So it's other the 22 vipaka citta, right? Contact can occur when there's six sense bases. So that's why we call it six sense bases. Depend on six sense bases, contact arise. Okay. So now that's why we have this one. Now we say phasa means sangati. Sangati is this meaning. In this very detail where you got three things considered as coming together, right? So sangati just now, the word coming together. Coming together, eye, visible, ear, visible form, and eye consciousness. Okay. Now after contact, what happened? You got feeling. Now, even though we say contact happened first, then feeling arise, but actually in actual fact, the contact and feeling occur same time, simultaneously, because conditioned by that contact. All right, now there are 6 types of feeling. So if you got eye, so you have the feeling born of eye contact, ear contact, and so on. So based on our 6 sense basis, you got 6 contacts. So in terms of quality, it can be we call it sukha, dukkha, adukkha, masukha, pleasant, painful, or neutral, according base and object. Okay. So this is a detailed explanation. So it's good to read when you have more time. Read together also. We are reading together because I think most of you will not read when you're free. Okay. So Ashin Chanda asked about the Salayatana, but just now we already mentioned about 3 about the Salayatana. Okay. I think it's better you go and buy print out the book, because not just young people like to depend on handphone or computer. So if you have the physical Abhidhamma book, it's better, right? So this one, all right? So this is a question by Asin Chanda. So in the 5 material means Brahma only got eye, ear, and mind. Because Brahma, this is only useful. They use the eye to see the Buddha, ear to hear the Dhamma, and mind to think. They don't need a body base, tongue base, because they don't need to eat the food and so on. Okay, they don't even need a nose to smell. That's why they only got eye, which is helpful to listen to the Buddha, ear to listen to Dhamma, and mind to practice meditation. All right, that's the reason. You can look at this page 297, and please also try to acquire the book, not just electronic copy. Okay, Bante Ashin Chanda. All right. So based on the contact, so based on 6 sense basis, you got contact. Based on contact, you got feeling. Even though contact and feeling arise at the same time, but we say contact is predominant. So based on contact, then the feeling come. Then there are 6 feeling as just now. Now based on contact, then craving will arise. So it's next one, number 7. You can ask somebody to. Okay. How about Thomas? Can you read this one, Thomas?
I'm sorry, Sayaji, I'm outside with the handphone. I cannot read properly here.
Okay, thank you. No problem.
Sorry.
Simon Hui, brother Simon, can you read this one? Number 7.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. 7. Depend on feeling arises craving. Feeling conditions that arise of craving, tanha. There are 6 kinds of craving. Craving for form, for sounds, for smells, for taste, and for tangibles, and for mental objects. Each of these again become threefold according to whether it is simple craving for sensual pleasure or craving for existence. That is craving conjunct with an eternalist will, can't pronounce, or craving for the animal actions, such as craving conjunct with an animal actionist will. In all the varieties, craving is ultimately reducible to a chitta-citta greed, lupa. Although craving is distinct by ways of its object, the craving itself actually depends on the feeling that arises through contact with the object. If one experiences one pleasure feeling, one replenishes that pleasant feeling and desires the object only insofar as it arises the pleasant feelings. On the other hand, which one experiences a painful feeling, one has a craving to be free from the pain and one longs for the pleasurable feeling. To replace it, neutral feeling has a peaceful nature, and this too becomes an object of craving. Thus, the 3 kinds of feeling condition the arising of various types of craving.
Okay, thank you, brother Simon. All right. Now, when we say craving, so it depends on feeling. So Vedana Pachaya, tanha. Craving here is called tanha. Now there are 6 cravings. So craving for the sensual objects. So form, sound, smell, taste, tangible, and mind, mental. And also, if you want to divide again, there are 3 to do with this, with the view. What is this eternalist view? It's the view that most people will have, believe that this soul exists forever. So after they pass away, the soul leave the body and reborn in another place. It's like to do with most of the other region. Or some will have this one. We call it annihilationist view, Uchedaditi. It believe that after we pass away, everything is cut off. The Pali word Ucheda means cut off. So means that after we pass away, the soul is no more or we are no more. So we disappear forever. So all these are wrong view. So this is a dikti. That's why we call it dikti, wrong view. This is a wrong view that soul will continue forever. This is the things will finish once we pass away. This is also wrong view. Even in wrong view, remember we still talk about wrong view is actually like loba mula. It's based on the loba. Loba mula chitta. Wrong view ditikata sampayuta based on the cetasika loba. So loba and this tanha actually same. When you talk about craving, in ultimate reality is a cetasika loba. Right. So now here actually very good here. It's in terms of vipassana. When you have pleasant feeling, you like it and you want the things. All right. But if you have unpleasant feeling, painful feeling, you still have craving because you want to be free from that pain. So you can contemplate yourself when you have pleasant feeling, you like it, you want it to last. But even if you have painful feeling, unpleasant feeling, you still have craving because you don't want that painful feeling and you want good feeling to appear, right? So this is very good for contemplation. Even the neutral feeling is very peaceful. So you also crave for it. Let's say if you note the abdomen rising, falling, you still feel that it's a good feeling because it's peaceful in nature. This means that all the feelings, whether good or bad or neutral feeling, will condition all types of craving. Okay, so this part is very good for contemplation. Actually, when we look at the dependent origination, we can contemplate 6 sense basis. We also can contemplate contact, but contact happen very fast. So only come to feeling, which is more obvious because the feeling really enjoy the object. And based on the feeling, then of course, like just now mentioned, you have craving. So yeah, this craving here, or this one here, or just now we are talking about craving with the view of we call it the just now sasata dikti, ucheda dikti. Okay, with the annihilation and then the this is the one that believe that everything will forever. So this means that craving is always come up with a wrong view. So also just now mentioned about feeling, you have how many? 3 types of feeling. Okay, 3 types of feeling. Normally, if we are talking about is it sukha, dukkha, or adukkha, masukha. Good feeling, bad feeling, neutral feeling. All this will lead to craving, right? Just now mentioned, good feeling, we want it. Bad feeling, we doesn't want it, but we want good feeling. Even though this is neutral feeling, we still enjoy it because it's peaceful by nature. So come to craving. Okay. After craving, then will be upadana, clinging. It's actually craving, we already grasp the object. But upadana, we call it, we strongly grasp the object. So that's why the word is upadana. Upadana actually, if you look at the Pali, upa plus okay. Uh, ah. Now you know the meaning da is to give, all right? So R is negative. So negative of give means take, right? So in Pali, we ana means ing, so we call it taking, right? So ing means taking. So taking upa maybe you can use the word like strongly. So when people take strongly, hold or grab strongly is the meaning of upadana. So actually, when you learn the Pali, actually it makes sense. Okay. Now, craving is not so strong, but clinging is actually strong craving together with wrong view. It means a strong grasping of on an object. There are four kinds of clinging: sensual, pleasure, karma, wrong view. So I put the Pali here: karma, kamu, padana. Karma plus upadana. Wrong view is ditti. Ditti plus upadana. Another one, wrong behavior or practice. Sila bata, sila batu padana. And last one is the doctrine of atta. Atta wada pada. Atta wada upadana. It's a clinging on this idea of atta. So only this one, kama upadana. Kama kamu padana belong to craving. The other one, this one, ditu padana, silabatu padana, atawadu padana belong to wrong view. So this means that upadana itself is either craving, cetasika, or dikti, wrong view, cetasika. So when you come to intermediate class, you need to identify which is the chitta, which is cetasika in detail already. Okay, so we read on clinging. So for those, if you want to ask question, it's better you all have a kind of like earphone or with a mic earphone, because sometimes if you speak like this, if your environment is very noisy, it's difficult for me to hear. Okay, I think number 8 and 9. Okay, we read number 8 first. Somebody. Okay, next student. So it's good for you to all to participate in reading. Okay. How about Amy? Amy, are you able to unmute? Amy, yep.
Yes, Sahaji.
Yes, okay. Can you read, please? Number 8.
Dependent on craving arises clinging. Here, clinging, apadana, is one of the four kinds explained above. 7. Clinging to the sense pleasure is intensified craving, a mode of chitta-sika greed. The other 3 kinds of clinging are modes of the chitta-sika wrong view. Which of this type of clinging is conditioned by craving? In the first case, weak or initial greed of an object is called craving, while the intensified greed is called clinging. In other 3 cases, the greed that conditions wrong view is called craving, while the views are accepted under the influence of the greed are called clinging.
Okay,
Dependent.
thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, you want to read? Yeah, it's okay. You can read
No,
some
it's okay. Thank you, Sahaji.
more. Okay. All right. So anyway, here we talk about craving, clinging. So already mentioned, sometimes craving is craving. Clinging can be either craving or wrong view. All right. So is when we see the dependent origination, so your mind have to be think about a few factors. For example, if you say craving is craving, upadana also can be craving. But when already mentioned here, sometimes it can be also belong to wrong view. So if tanha is craving, then upadana here can be also wrong view, right? So it's a little bit different, but it's this craving is a same craving, and upadana can be also craving because it's just a strong hold of form of craving also. It's talking about more on the sensual pleasure. Means that somebody enjoy the sensual pleasure, the mind very difficult to let go, like addiction to handphone and so on. Actually nowadays it's not easy to live without handphone because everywhere we go, buy a air ticket, bus ticket, without handphone is difficult. Even you want to pass the like Singapore immigration, Malaysia immigration, sometimes we also need use handphone. Not easy. But here it's talking about you just cling on it and difficult to let go. Right? That's the meaning of upadana. Really strongly grasp hold of it, cannot let go. All right, I think we will stop here because it's a lot. Okay. So we will stop here so you all can just read more on the comprehensive manual of Abhidhamma. It's actually give lots of information. Some you, for those who are taking the basic Abhidhamma for first time, there are a lot of facts you might not be able to know because it's actually mixed between when they write this book as a commentary, they take a lot of information from other chapters. So this means that in order to read this chapter, you have to read other chapters first. But it's actually quite impossible. So what you do is you read as much as you can, understand as much as you can. So when you reach the other chapter like Patana, you might understand the dependent origination better. All right. So for me to read the comprehensive manual of Abhidhamma, I had to read about 6 times before I really understand everything. But now I forget also some of them. That's why I opened this Abhidhamma class, not because of you only. It's also because of me. Because every time when we do good deeds, it must be mutual benefits, right? Because if I've been teaching Pali for about 2 years, and I also focus on my PhD on Pali for about, you can see 5 years. So I let go Abhidhamma actually about 5 years about that. So I thought since it's a good, since people are interested to learn Abhidhamma, so I also take the opportunity to revise and brush up my memory. Right? So remember when we do good things, we also need to have benefits for ourselves. Because if we always help people and we don't get any benefits, our mind will get very tired and disappointed. All right. So it's very much more wiser. We help people, we also help ourselves. So by helping you all Abhidhamma, I also enjoy my Abhidhamma. All right. Okay. And also I enjoy learning my Pali also. Because I like Pali because it really explain like one word we can break it to prefix, suffix, root, and so on. So it's actually enjoyable to learn Pali. Okay, so today Brother Lee will lead us in a sharing of merits. Before Brother Lee lead us, so we will ask volunteer who want to lead the sharing of merits next week. Any volunteer? Okay. All right. So if no volunteer later, I just call the name lah. How about Sister Go? Yeah, Sister Go. Okay, you can lead also next week. Sister Go. Are
I
you in
thought,
the Pali? You are leading
yeah,
Pali,
in
is
the
it?
Pali, yeah, I will do that in the Pali.
Okay. Next
Right?
week you also do for the Abhidhamma.
Oh, okay,
Okay, twice,
Oh,
twice
okay.
merits. Okay. All right. So, Brother Lee, you can share your screen. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So
What?
I told Brother Lee to put the asking forgiveness in the first slide because before we share merits, if we can ask forgiveness in Pali and English, it's good. Make ourselves purified from our bad karma. So when after we ask forgiveness, our mind is more pure, then our sharing merits will be more better. Okay, so we read, he will chant the Pali and also English, right? So we follow his chanting. Okay, you can start now.
Kama Vachana, asking for forgiveness. Kayena Vacha Chetena Pamadena Maya Katam Achayam Kama Me Bante Puri Panya Taktakata. If I did speech or thoughts heedlessly, I have committed any wrongdoing. Forgive me, O Venerable, O Victor, greatly wise. Kayena Vacha Chitena Pamadena Maya Katam Achayam Kamma Me Dhamma Santika Akalika. If I did speech or thoughts heedlessly, I have committed any wrongdoing. Forgive me, O Dhamma, which leads on not subject to time. Kayena wacha jitena pamadena maya katam achayam kama me sangha punya keta anutara. If by deeds, speech, or thoughts heedlessly I have committed any wrongdoing, forgive me, O Sangha, unsurpassed field of merits. Let's do sharing of merits with all beings. Punya numodana. Akasata cha bhumata dewa naka mahitika punyam tam anumoditva chiram rakantu loka sasanam chiram rakantu desanam chiram rakantu mamparanti ita wata cha amhehi sambatam punya sampadam sape dewa sape satta sape buddha amumodantu sappa sampati sitiya. Patidana, transferring of merits to the departed ones. Idam mo nyanti nam ho tu sukita ho tu nyatayo. Idam no nyanti nam ho tu sukita ho tu nyantayo. Idam me nyanti nam ho tu sukita ho tu nyatayo. Patana, aspirations. Imina punya kamena mame bala samagamo satam samagamo hotu yawa nibbana patiya. Buddha sasanam chiram titatu. Buddha sasanam chiram titatu. Buddha sasanam chiram titatu. May the Buddha's dispensation teaching last long. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Brother Lee, for leading the chanting. So it's good for you all to participate on the good merits, all right? Because if I do beginning to end, so it's good to also ask you all to read, just make sure you're not sleeping. Because sometimes the student might, okay, say, and then they just doze off forever. Okay, anyway, thanks for joining in this session. I hope you all enjoy Abhidhamma. I really like Abhidhamma because I think it gives lots of viewpoint that we never see in Sutta and also explain the Sutta in clearer way. That's why the meaning of Abhidhamma is we call it higher Dhamma or more excellent Dhamma. All right. So it's a good merits because like this we really fulfill our Panya Parami, perfection of wisdom. Okay, see you all. If you are joining the meditation tomorrow, so see you all tomorrow. Okay, bye. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Nibbana
Thank you.
sampacaya hotu.
Thank you, Sayadaw.
Thank you, Saya.